Matthew Keogh, and he's the Chief Financial Officer for Hayward Gordon here in Halton Hills. So I'd like to welcome Matthew to our show, Keeping It Real.
Thanks very much, Mayor Bonnette.
Yeah, and I'd just like to, maybe you could tell us how you came to Halton Hills and what do you do here?
Sure, yeah. So Hayward Gordon is a business which has been established since 1952, and we are a manufacturer of industrial pumps and mixers. So we came to this particular location in Halton Hills in 2006. Prior to this, we've been based in Mississauga, and we reached the point whereby we were growing, so it was a very happy event, and we needed to have a new greenfield site in order to develop the business and have a custom-built facility to meet our needs. So within the business, there's a Hayward Gordon group of companies. So Hayward Gordon is effectively the head office here. And then we have two other branches within the Hayward Gordon family. So one is in Seattle in Washington State on the west coast of the US, and the other one is in Southern California in a place called the High Desert, which is northeast of Los Angeles. So together we are the Hayward Gordon group of companies, and we believe that we're a leading manufacturer of industrial pumps and mixers, and we focus in this plant in particular on selling into mining and wastewater treatment, and also oil and gas. In the California plant, it's mostly what we call sanitary applications. So this is mixers which are manufactured using stainless steel, and they're utilized within food processing and health and beauty. And then in Seattle, it's mostly general industrial, which could go from things such as chemicals all the way through to asphalt mixing. So each of the plants has a particular specialty that we pride ourselves on. Different role and different brands as well, but all within the overall branding of the Hayward Gordon group of companies.
And this plant particularly is for the infrastructure municipal projects, pretty well, the water and wastewater.
Very much so. That's a particular sweet spot for us. We sell a lot into the US, so we've been very successful selling into US municipalities, but also very locally. We sold to Halton and to the town of Oakville. It's a particularly strong area for us. Our products are highly suitable towards the requirements of modern wastewater treatment. And within the US, we have an excellent brand reputation. And once you're in this business, a lot of these pumps last for a long time because we make a quality product. The other thing that we find as well, which is very interesting for many businesses, is once you have an installed base of original equipment, the ability to be able to send the parts that wear out over time in order to be able to get that recurring revenue stream included into your business model.
So when you came to Halton Hills, I believe you came from Mississauga.
Yes, yeah.
And you chose Halton Hills. So Halton Hills was a strategic location for you with the markets?
Yes, so there's a number of reasons. I mean, Halton Hills is ideally located. Transportation is excellent here. We have very quick access to the airport. And you can imagine with a group of companies with two other companies on the west coast of the US, the ability for our employees to travel back and forth using Pearson Airport is very key. Also the 400 series highways, so we have the 401, we have the 407 very close by. We have access to all of the major areas within the Greater Toronto area. So that's key in terms of the decision to move to this location. We also have a pool of employable labor, educated labor. So in this plant, we have a lot of professional engineers that we have on site in order to come up with the designs for the custom applications that we sell our products into. We also have skilled machinists in the plant, and having the ability to be able to find those individuals, because it's a fairly scarce skill set to have in this day and age, it was also key to us. And then lastly, I would say probably the vendor network. So there's a critical mass of vendors that we deal with and subcontractors that we deal with in the GTA and also in the Niagara area as well, foundries and so forth. And having easy access to them in the event that we subcontract some of the sub-assemblies to them, and then they can deliver them back to us on a timely basis. So we're not adding to our lead times that much because of the proximity of this vendor network that we're dealing with.
That's excellent. It sounds good to hear how well we're located here in Halton Hills.
Yes.
It's situated at all the markets,
yes,
the airport, the highways. And do you have plans for an expansion? Maybe you'd
yes,
like to share with us?
Yes, indeed. So just behind this wall here, we'll have an extra 12,000 square feet that we'll be adding on. The current footprint in this building is 50,000 square feet, so it's a considerable investment that we're making. And why we're doing this is because we're growing. We're growing our business. We have the consolidation or the multiplier effect, if you like, of having the ever-increasing amount of installed original equipment and the parts business that brings. And we are now very busy in the back. It's kind of hard sometimes to navigate your way around through the plant because of the amount of work in process that we have on the floor. So it was needed. We're excited about it. Employees are excited about it. And yeah, it's going to provide more opportunity.
And we're happy that you're doing the expansion, of course.
Yes.
Now, you said your company's been around for a number of years.
Yes.
Decades, actually.
Decades, yeah.
So what business lessons or tips you could give to anybody else that wants to get into the market, get into the international market as well?
Sure.
Could you expand on that?
Well, we within Hayward Gordon and also within the 3 brands that we have, there's particular niches that we are known for and do very well at. So if any other business is thinking of expanding internationally, it's very important that they stick with what they're focusing in on, which is tried and trusted, which is what I like to call the sweet spot. They know that they can deliver in that area. They have proud stories that they can relate regarding successful installations that they have of that equipment. So in our business, we've been very successful with mining internationally. So South America, and in particular in South America, Chile and Peru, and also then in the Dominican Republic as well, all with mining applications, mostly gold, some of it copper. And we have proud stories that we can tell of successful installations of equipment which is running years later, and we're able to tell people about that in these countries. Maybe they haven't heard of the brand, or maybe they don't currently have a piece of our original equipment, but by being able to retell them the story of how we've had a very similar application with a similar throughput, they're able to say, okay, well, these guys are for real, and if you have a referral that you can get where the customer can talk to the already satisfied customer, then even better.
Well, there's no sense in reinventing the wheel, as they say.
No, not at all, not at all.
That's wasted time, wasted money, and if you can learn from companies like you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to trial something, you need to trial something closer to home where there's less barriers to making a success of it. So that's very key, I think. I mean, other areas, having a rep that knows the local market, because in many cases the business customs and practices might be quite different. The geography is different, the culture, the language. So finding the right rep that you can work with who can translate what your product offering is into the local language, as it were, which is going to resonate.
Right.
So when you make that pitch, the customer in the new territory is going to get, what the benefit is. So having that partner that you can trust, who's going to represent you appropriately, is also very key, because they'll be the ones who'll be able to knock on the doors and open the doors, because they already have an existing network in place.
Well, that's great. Well, that's all the time we have today. I'd like to thank you for coming here, and you can tell how important foreign investment is for Halton Hills, whether you're in the public sector or the private sector. It's something that's very important to have a thriving economy that we want in Halton Hills. So Matthew, thank you very much again for taking the time
Thanks so much.
and helping us out with my show, Keeping It Real.
You're very welcome. Thank you.